Alright guys, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has rejected President Bola Tinubu's Independence Day address, describing it as decisive and hate-filled. The group accused President Bola Tinubu of deliberately misrepresenting its activities by tagging it a terrorist organization. Tinubu, in his address on Wednesday morning, commended the armed forces and other security agencies for their sacrifices, noting that they are making progress in the fight against terrorism, banditry, and violent crimes. He identified IPOB and its armed wing, the Eastern Security Network (ESN), as the groups responsible for terror activities in southeast Nigeria. We see their victories in their blood and sweat to stamp out Boko Haram terror in northeast, IPOB/ESN terror in southeast, and banditry and kidnapping, he said. We must continue to celebrate their gallantry and salute their courage on behalf of a grateful nation. Peace has returned to hundreds of our liberated communities in southwest and northeast, and thousands of our people have returned safely to their homes. In a statement issued on Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, IPOB spokesperson Comrade Emma Powerful stated that the group under the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu is peaceful and globally recognized as pursuing self-determination through non-violent means. The attention of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has been drawn to the divisive and hateful Independence Day address delivered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in which he recklessly and falsely lumped IPOB with Boko Haram, whilst in the same breath exonerating HISWAP in the Maghreb and La Korua, the statement read. By not mentioning them and focusing only on Bokos and IPOB, Tinubu effectively signaled they are not terrorist groups. This deliberate falsehood cannot stand unchallenged, IPOB said. The group further stated that no court of law had ever linked IPOB or its leader to terrorism, kidnapping, or killings. IPOB cited a ruling of the Federal High Court in Abuja, which held that the group was not a terrorist organization. Tinubu, a man supposedly educated in the United States, knows very well that an ex parte order cannot proscribe a mass movement of millions of people without an adversarial hearing. That prescription was nothing but a worthless price of paper, abused by successive regimes to unleash mayhem, massacres, and extrajudicial killings upon unarmed Biafrans, the statement added. IPOB accused President Tinubu of hypocrisy, alleging that his administration downplayed violent attacks attributed to armed headers while diminishing unarmed Igbo youth. It is hypocritical and insulting for Tinubu to demonize IPOB while exonerating Fulani killer herdsmen who are daily terrorizing citizens from Kwara to Plateau, from Benue to Enugu. When entire communities are wiped out, this government calls it farmer-header clashes. Yet, when unarmed Igbo youth protest peacefully, they are branded terrorists. This double standard exposes Tinubu's deep-seated prejudice against the Igbo race, IPOB alleged. The group also directed criticism at the political elite in the southeast, accusing them of weakness and complicity. Tinubu dares to insult IPOB because he knows that the so-called Igbo political class are weak, spineless, errand boys of Abuja, efulefus, without conscience, IPOB said. IPOB noted they should know that history will not absolve them. Reiterating his stance, IPOB declared that it was not comparable to extremist groups such as Boko or Islamic State, West African province. We state categorically that IPOB is not Bokos. I know who I mean by when I say Bokos because of community guideline. Not ISWAP or any other ones. We are people struggling for our survival in the face of state-sponsored genocide. Our leader is still being held illegally in the DSS department, Department of State Service dungeon, despite multiple court rulings ordering his release. If Tinubu truly believes in injustice, let him obey courts. Let him obey the courts instead of propagating lies, the statement read. IPOB called on the international community to take note, warning that efforts to criminalize an entire nation of Igbo people through the back door of state propaganda will fail. The struggle for Biafran's liberation is a just cause rooted in truth, justice, and international law. No amount of blackmail will erase that, the group maintained. So guys, you've all heard it now. IPOB said they are not terrorist organization. So they rejected President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's speech, Independence Day speech today. So what's your take on this? Let's hear from you. Please drop your comment below the comment section and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you and bye for now.